Okay guys, so we're at the job here today. Some of you may recognize this job. We were here to unclog the drain a while back, a couple months ago. So the job here today, I had gone over with the homeowner that they may need to rearrange and reconfigure that drain line. So they decided they didn't want to keep having to chase clogs, so we're here to do that. Okay, here we are. You may remember this setup. Kind of interesting. That sounded like running water to me. Nobody's supposed to be here. Well, anyway, we'll cut it back here, tie this end in with a Y or vice versa, and then tie this end in up here. We do have to think about this vent here. What is running? Somebody is definitely running over here. Unless they did like the dishwasher before they left. I don't know. I wasn't looking. But yeah, that's gonna be the plan here. So we might actually be able to save some cells. Probably can just cut this off here, take these hubs off, and re-glue this Y on to this branch. And then the question comes about flexibility to pull it all back to get a Y in over here, or right down here. Which we can cut this vent so we can then pull this whole jug back. I think that's doable. We won't use much material. Don't need as many hangers. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to put this here. Which ultimately means we have to cut it here and here. Okay, whatever's running is down that way. That vent, we'll just do a coupling back here, and we'll have to cut this off. I'll cut it here to start with, so then we can figure out where that's going to end up. I think that's a good plan. We'll cut this here, cut it here, cut it here, and I can cut this stuff off. Cut it back a little bit. I'll cut it right here. Oh, come on. Help if I had a charged battery. Alright. Good battery in hand. Let's get it cut. Really know why there's water there. Probably picks up a vanity and goes into that TY somewhat illegally. I don't know, do I really want to get into that? I mean, probably should. And I probably will, which kind of changes things a little bit. So, well, all right, let me go get that fitting then. Okay, let's take that hub off for heart surgery. And they're like, oh my God. You know, it's like, well, I'm not going to tell you what kind because it's not as bad as it sounds, but it makes it sound bad enough that you're like, okay, you can have 2 weeks. All right. Well, in a pinch, I bet it works pretty well. But I'm really not in a pinch, so you know what? I'm just going to cut it off, hollow that fitting out. It's going to be a lot faster and easier. Go like that. And I have the hub come up like that. Do I have the room? Oh, I do. Okay. All right. Good. Let's just take this jug right down. We're just about there. That's the last chunk of it. Let's get ourselves a measurement here. We had 2.5 plus a hub, which is 1 3/8 about, roughly. Let me say 1.5 inches, so that brings us to 4 inches. We need a 4-inch piece. Okay, 4-inch piece in hand. Primer, glue, and a Y and a clean out. So let us grab our primer. Shake it out a bit. We will prime up our fittings. Whenever you do a fitting or a pipe or anything like that, you always want to tip it down a little bit so that when you do the primer, if it starts to run out, it'll run out to the bottom point, and then it's less likely to drool back up the pipe or the fitting. And you want to get it pretty good so that it ends up having a nice purple color. You don't really want to see any streaks of white. Poor application. Good consistent coat all the way around. And it's good to get in the habit when you're primering to primer the ends of your pipe. Sometimes you have a foam core, and while that's not supposed to be used for drainage, sometimes it is, and to seal that up you gotta primer the end. Come up here and prime our fitting up here. Make sure that looks pretty. Not quite as smooth on the inside. You want to make sure you work it in there pretty well. And our lettering is running left to right like that, so we'll keep that consistent. Open up our glue here. Glue up the fitting. That way it's less likely to drip around. I'm going to put a little bit extra in here because it might be a little bit looser because we drilled it out. And we glue up our pipe. Stick it in and give it a quarter turn while you're pushing it in. Just like so. Got good squeeze out all the way around. All right. Now we'll do the same here with the clean out. Do our fitting. Do the street end of the clean out. Stick it in and give it a twist. And this will go right on like that. Just like so. So again, we will glue the fitting. Glue the pipe. Stick it on. Give it a twist. Looks pretty good. Let's do up the rest. And somebody calls. Okay. Another call down. Let's get back into it. Hopefully you were able to see that, but I did the coupling and then I twisted it and brought it into the riser here. And now instead of this just dropping, instead of it just coming along and dropping straight down into a TY here, where any solids could just kind of splash off to the other side, and then you'd be relying on the back end to clean it out. It's got momentum this direction, so it hopefully would carry all that splash down and clean itself out. Doesn't seem like a big difference, but it's a big difference. And then the final piece of the puzzle. Take our clean out plug. Okay, so we have good T-tape now. We'll apply this pretty liberally. Pull it off. And we will stick our plug back in the end here. Take our pliers and snug it down. Usually go until the plug is flush with the back of the cleanout fitting, or the female adapter, if you want to call it that. And then we just go up and flush some toilets and open a faucet and test it out. Okay, let's turn on a faucet. I bet this goes to that 1.5 inches that we did. While we're up here, we'll flush toilet. Okay, we'll come up here and we'll flush a toilet on this side. We'll go downstairs and check everything. Okay. So the last toilet that we flushed came down this way. I see no leaks. And the first toilet we flushed came down this way, and I'm thinking that that vanity came down right here and dropped in. Either way, I am seeing no water, no drips, nothing. I think we got this one done. Looks good to me. that beautiful view on the way out. Gorgeous. But with that will do us here today. It was a pretty straightforward situation. I mean, the way it was plumbed in was kind of weird, but we were able to get that done. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you would have done it any different or even done it in the first place. It's a situation that I think I would definitely have done it. Obviously I did. The homeowners agreed, so we did it. But everything turned out pretty all right. So, but let me know in the comments if you think of any other ways about doing this, or if, like I said, you would have done it this way anyway. With that, please remember to leave a like down below. That really helps out the channel, really lets me know which videos you guys are liking and enjoying that content. Please remember to leave that comment down below as well, and if you would, please hit that subscribe button. That also really helps me out, and it lets you know when the next video comes out so that you can see us then. Until then, thanks for watching.